back to another episode of Witticism. I'm Nolan.
And I'm Luke, bringing you the news that matters most around the globe.
NFL superstar Antonio Brown's doctor reportedly claimed that Brown repeatedly farted in his face and laughed about it during a consultation where he showed up 3 hours late. He also claimed that Brown owes him $11,500 in unpaid fees, bringing a new definition to the term gas money.
People who use e-cigarettes such as Juuls are turning back to cigarettes to satisfy their nicotine addiction. It's almost like going back to your ex, except your ex might reconsider killing you.
An anti-vaccine activist threw a menstrual cup which appeared to have blood in it onto the floor of the California State Senate while yelling, "That's for the dead babies." The liquid was then tossed from the upstairs balcony and splashed on several lawmakers, forcing evacuation.
A Ford study has found that 42% of Americans believe that electric cars still need gas. I'm not sure why they can't believe that electric cars exist now, but I am sure that 99% of Americans are idiots.
A lawmaker in Chicago visited the Chicago Transit Authority, frequently known as the Pigeon Poop Station, because the sidewalks are covered in pigeon poop and feathers. The lawmaker visited the station to try to fix the pigeon poop problem, and in response, a pigeon pooped right on his head. That's his way of saying, "Fuck you."
Christina and Drew, a white couple in New Jersey, are suing a fertility clinic after their daughter was born Asian. The couple was claiming the clinic used the wrong sperm to inseminate Christina, and that it was not Drew's. After their daughter was born, Christina said, "This doesn't look like Drew. Either the clinic really did mess up, or Drew, Christina isn't telling you the truth."
Trump has claimed that energy-efficient light bulbs are what makes him look orange. Honestly, at this point, I really have to give him some credit for coming up with the dumbest bull.
A 95-year-old man from Texas tried to renew his driver's license, but the DMV said they can't produce him a new one until he proves that he was born. You're right, DMV. Having the undead drive would be really dangerous. Or what's even more dangerous is a 95-year-old person drive.
A girl went to Starbucks and ordered a Trenti iced coffee, 12-pump sugar-free vanilla, 12-pump sugar-free hazelnut, 12-pump sugar-free caramel, 5-pump skinny mocha, a splash of soy, light ice, and double blended. The barista painstakingly made her extraneous order and asked for her name. She responded with hope. But when she received the drink, it said hippo. Starbucks' response was, "Sorry, as you know, many of our baristas are dyslexics, so nothing's new."
A woman filed for divorce against her husband because he is too nice. She only dated jerks in the past and wasn't used to his nice gestures of buying flowers, overpriced coffee, and paying all the bills. After apologizing for being too nice and asking how to be meaner, the wife responds, "I don't know, just spit on me or something."
A hotel apologizes after a midget gets whiplash after being spun around during their annual event. It was all fun and games until the owner came to see how the guests were doing. He quickly had to remind everyone it was actually a fidget spinner contest in which the guest responded with, "How lame, that's so 2018.
Wade Davis, an anthropologist at Kent State University, decided to put an urban legend to the test when he froze feces and fashioned them into a knife. He tried to use the knife to cut various objects, but it didn't work. Looks like knives made out of feces don't make the cut at Kent State.
22-year-old man chopped his father's head off so he could play Fortnite in peace. His father apparently kept nagging him to get off, so instead of fighting about it like a normal person, he put those Fortnite skills to the test and chopped off his father's head.
A clerical worker was fired after missing 400 days of work in 2 years. He only attended work for 10 days in 2017 and 2018. Sounds like he works in the government, except he actually got fired.
A local Indiana man was fined yesterday for trying to fight a grizzly bear one-on-one, mano-y-mano, no holds barred. The officer on site, when asked about the incident, stated, "Well, it was less of a fine and more of my winnings." Told that little he couldn't beat a whole damn bear.
A confused Farrah Abram was recently seen outside of 7-Eleven protesting the company's name. "How dare you," she yelled. "What happened on July 11th, 2001 was a heinous act, and I will not stand for people profiting off America's sadness." After a patron whispered something in the teen mom's ear, she ran away from the scene, rather flustered.
Quickly rising to the top of the most disliked musicians list, pro-Putin rapper Lil Slav finally speaks out about his appreciation for the president of Russia, saying, "Let me make something very clear. In no way do I support him politically. The man has made a lot of questionable decisions as a leader, but I am very much in love. Vlad, babe, if you're watching this, I won't stop. I can't stop my music until you finally tell the world about us."
A 44-year-old pastor from South Africa has died after 30 days of fasting, trying to beat Jesus' record of 40 days and 40 nights. Jesus realized that this just couldn't happen, so he did what he had to do. Maybe we'll see him again on Easter. And that's all the time we have for you tonight. I'm Luke.
And I'm Nolan.
And you stay beautiful, Indiana.
I haven't shaved my legs in a really long time. And while I was babysitting, my skirt rode up a bit. And the 7-year-old I was watching said, "Ew, you should shave that. Hair's not supposed to be there." And I said, "Well, if it's not supposed to be there, then why does it grow there?" And he was really silent for a long time. And then finally said, "Is it itchy?" And I said, "Only when it's ingrown."
A few years ago, I was a waitress at a diner, and on the menu there were pictures of yellow omelets. I got the last table of the night, and it was a young girl. She ordered tea and an egg white omelet, so I brought them out to her, and she started screaming, "Why?" Because it's not yellow in the picture on the menu, it's white, so something must be wrong. I explained that the yolk is what makes omelets yellow, and she didn't want egg yolks. She's still mad and yelling, and then she realizes she can't eat while she's yelling, so she does, and I had to stand there and watch her chew while ranting about eggs. After she paid and left, I looked at her receipt, and that said, all caps, "I don't understand how eggs work, but it was yummy." She left me a $20 tip and a bag of pills that my manager sent to the police and were identified as some sort of amphetamine. Don't do drugs, kids. You'll forget how eggs work. Volcanoes are like Earth's pimples.
My mom swears a lot, and she's often home with my impressionable little brothers, so she programmed her phone to type whenever she said B and whenever she said F. For a while, we all thought this was clever. Yesterday, she sent me a picture of my brother sitting in his car seat crying. The caption was, "He got stung by a bumble bitch." Welcome back to another segment of Who the Bleep Cares. I'm Haley.
And I'm Kayla, bringing you the latest and greatest headlines straight out of Hollywood. Haley, did you see that the audience at the Emmys made fun of Kim K and Kendall Jenner when Kim said that their show was about real people and real situations? Isn't that just so rude? Those are real situations that they go through every day, and I just feel so bad because they're sharing their lives on the TV and people just have the nerve to make fun of them. Also, did you see that Elle got a new dog? She rescued a poodle and his name is Mr. Wallace Browning. Isn't that so cute? I love poodles so much because they're so fluffy and their fur is just so curly, and I just really want a cute little poodle to cuddle with right now.
Seriously, Kayla? Once again, who the cares about the Kardashians? Their TV show is literally scripted. It's not real life. And I don't understand why you still believe it's their real lives. We have bigger stuff to worry about, like the fact that the House of Representatives has issued a formal impeachment against Trump. This is really big news, Kayla. An impeachment hasn't happened since Bill Clinton, and even though that was only 1998, there's only been 2 presidents that have actually been impeached in US history. Kayla, it's time that you start worrying about what's actually happening in real life and celebrity gossip.
Haley, I had no idea that was happening. I mean, I'm not really complaining about it, but did you see that Jenna Dewan is pregnant? Honestly, I'm not even surprised because her and Steve are just so really in love with each other, and you can just see it in their eyes. But I still miss whenever she was with Channing Tatum. Like, have you seen Channing Tatum? He is just so beautiful. I would never leave him. But I understand if the marriage just wasn't working out. You go, Jenna. I'm so happy for you. But did you see that Tyler Cameron claims that him and Gigi Hadid are just friends? Like, what do you mean? Are you serious, Tyler? We all know you guys are all more than friends. He says he just doesn't want to make his dating life public anymore, which I guess that makes sense because, you know, being on The Bachelorette and all, whatever.
Kayla, who the cares? Why do you only care about entertainment news when we have real life stuff going on? The world is crumbling below our feet and you don't even acknowledge it. It's time to stop joking around and start caring about the world around us. Have you not seen what Greta Thunberg has been doing to save our planet? Do you even know who she is? This is really big stuff you need to be reading, Kayla. Who the bleep cares about e-news? Greta is a 16-year-old activist from Sweden fighting against Parliament because of how they're treating global warming like it's a joke. Kayla, this is big stuff happening and you're just turning a blind eye about it like everyone else in the world is.
Haley, I guess you're right. Who the cares? cares?
Welcome back to Witticism's Word of the Day, your primary source for today's most important words. Today's word of the day is airplane, noun, the worst place to take a nap. Thanks for tuning in.
My boyfriend used to visit me a lot while I was in college. Because I went to school over an hour away, he would stay the night and need to shower. One time after he showered, he told me the stuff in the pink bottle smelled really good and that he wanted to buy some. I had taken the label off for some reason, so he didn't know what it was. I started to laugh hysterically and he asked me why I was laughing. I told him the pink bottle is vagina wash.
My dad is this real ripped guy with tons of tattoos and piercings. He always looked like a major badass that rides a motorcycle. My dad used to have a ponytail too until his brother stapled it to the roof.
One day, I was home alone, and my parents didn't think to tell me that our house was getting painted. So I was walking around reenacting Les Mis, and violently threw open a window to yell, "Cannons!" And the poor guy almost fell off his stepladder.
When I was 23 and very stupid, I was utterly in love with my economics professor. It is one of the most unsexy subjects, but the way this man talked about numbers was obscene. It helped that he was gorgeous too. There was this boy in econ who always sat next to me and found excuses to talk. He'd share his notes if I daydreamed during class, and I did a lot of daydreaming about the professor. This boy was persistent, so I made a deal with him. If he asked the professor a question, which he answered incorrectly, I'd agree to one date. The boy thought about it for a while, and then he asked, "Will she go out with me tonight?" Pointing at me, and the professor said very decisively, "No." So the boy, thinking himself clever, asked me where I'd like to have dinner. And I said, I'd tell him later. After class, I asked the professor why he answered no with such certainty. Do you know what he said? He said, "Because you're having dinner with me." And that night, I started dating my econ professor, and now he's my boyfriend of 5 years.
Music has always been a big part of my life since I was a young girl. I was always performing and singing for my family at holidays and family get-togethers. It was a great time in my life because I would always get to be the center of attention, just how I like it. And that's just how he liked it too. Lead singer of the band and lead Broadway musical Kinky Boots. What more could you ask for in a man? Brandon Urie, a true legend. He spotted me in a crowd at one of his shows, and that's when I knew his voice could destroy me just by singing a B flat. He looked amazing in those sparkly thigh-high boots. His voice turned me on like no other person has. After the show, a security guard came up to me and told me that Brandon wanted to see me backstage. I followed the guard down this tight hallway filled with people to this dark room, lit up by red lights. And there he was, Brandon Urie, sitting in a red robe, exposing his chest just like a little bit to leave room for the imagination. He still had his boots on, and honestly, I was into it. Something about men in high heels really gets me going. He got up out of his chair and walked over to me. He whispered in my ear and asked me what my name was. My legs felt like they were going to collapse right from under me. His breathing on my ear made me tingle. I had muttered out that my name was Bertha, and he grabbed me by the waist and pulled me close. He started singing in my ear quietly, just so only I would be able to hear it. He started dancing with me slowly, and then he pushed me back against the wall and started kissing my neck. He worked his way up to my mouth and kissed me hard. He pulled me away from the wall and threw me onto the couch that was in the room. He straddled me on my lap, his tall red boots on either side of me. He put his hands on my thighs and he pulled me out of the trance. Brandon hurried up and brought off of me and tied his robe, and I didn't realize it was even open. The person opened the door and she looked straight at me. I didn't realize who she was until she started yelling at me. Guess that's just really my personality. A home wrecker.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, so there for me too.
Hey rockers, in this week on Music Lesson, we're going to be learning the main riff to Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So you want to start off on the 7th fret on this. Through it. I'm gonna play through it once, and then I'll just end it. I don't know why I keep trying to play it twice.
That's fine, that's fine. Yeah, just do it once.
Nice legs, Daisy Dukes, makes a man go. That's the way they all come through like a whole cut, see through shirts that make you. That's the way she come through like.
And that is how you play. Camera wasn't even on me.
What is my favorite song at the moment? My favorite song is Circles by Post Malone.
Probably Roller Coaster by the Jonas Brothers, or is it Justin Bieber? No, the Jonas Brothers, yeah, it's definitely them, I think.
I'm currently obsessed with Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy. I can't stop listening to it, and I don't know why. Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, because that's a banger. Or I like Hollywood's Bleeding by Post, that's a really good one. And I also like Doing All Right by Queen, but it's not really like Queen, because it's with the previous singer. The Doing All Right, that one.
I don't listen to music.
Okay, my favorite song at the moment would have to be Ocean Man, and I'm not sure who the artist is, it just starts with the W.
My favorite song at the moment is a song I heard a couple weeks ago called Sunkissed that I've just been listening to on repeat for like 3 weeks straight.
Probably Sober by Kelly Clarkson.
My favorite song at the moment is the Thong Song by Cisco.
My favorite song at the moment is probably the National Anthem by Jordan DeLawrence. She actually, fun fact, wrote and performed it live in 1783.
My all-time favorite song is definitely the Gummy Bear song by that green little gummy bear.
One of the favorite songs I have is probably Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran. That song kind of like speaks to me in a different way than most songs do.
My all-time favorite song is literally Anything and Everything by Imagine Dragons, because they're my favorite band, and I saw them live once, and it was magical.
Oh, my all-time favorite song is Tonight Tonight, and I don't know how to pronounce the band name. What is my all-time favorite song? All right, I have a list. Number 1, Aquaman by Walk the Moon. Number 2, Sweet Disposition by The Temper Trap. Number 3, River by Leon Bridges. And number 4, Coaster by Khalid.
I don't listen to music. It is probably, all-time favorite is a tie between Hey Jude and New York State of Mind.
My all-time favorite song would have to be Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac.
My all-time favorite song is probably Climb by Miley Cyrus.
Crazy Frog.
My least favorite song is probably gonna be Crazy Frog by that Axel Frog guy or something.
My least favorite song, probably just any country song. Just name one and I probably don't like it.
My least favorite song is literally anything by a mumble rapper, or really just rappers in general. I like soft rap. I like Post Malone and I like Logic. I don't know if Logic's like soft rap because he raps about like hard things. Like his song Anxiety, good song.
I don't like anything by Taylor Swift.
Unless it's her new song, You Need to Calm Down, because it's about Trump and it makes me laugh.
Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding.
I don't listen to music.
Anything made by Tekashi 6ix9ine and Kodak Black. I hate them both. Their songs are trash and they're ugly as hell. Like, seriously.
All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey.
Africa by Toto.
That one Drake song, In My Feelings, don't like it. Don't like it at all.
My favorite genre is probably rock or like alternative.
I like alternative rock. I also like old school rock. I'm a Guns N' Roses. You know, I like real music. I like musicians who actually play instruments and it's actually music.
I really like musical theater. I don't listen to it a lot, but when I do, I get addicted to it for a couple months. And then I stop.
I like all genres except like jazz and slow dancing songs, I guess. I hate jazz.
Alternative indie, like indie pop.
I don't listen to music.
Polka.
That's a much trickier one because I kind of listen to a lot. I guess probably classic rock, and I also listen to way too much like musical theater.
Probably just like pop music, but not like boom boom pop. Like
I'm gonna have to say classical, you know. I like me some Jonas Brothers, Mozart, Beethoven. You know what, I really like the classical band Migos. I feel like Pete Wentz in that band is so spiritual, and I feel him. Whoever created Chinese food is my hero.
Probably the Chinese.
So my roommate Dale has a girlfriend who does not live with us, but she's here all the time. So Sunday when my girlfriend was here, we were on the couch and we kissed. Scandalous, I know, and she saw it. And I'm pretty sure that's the first time she's seen us be affectionate. So today she tells Dale she's uncomfortable here and wants him to move out because she thinks me and my girl are going to hit on her or something. She doesn't like him living with lesbians because it's not normal. Then Dale goes, well, you don't live here, so it shouldn't be a problem. Just stop coming over. Things escalated and Dale's trying to break up with her, but she won't leave our house. She locked herself in Dale's room. So Dale barges into my room wearing a bathrobe and goes, call every lesbian you know, we're smoking this out. Then turns around, whips his robe like a cape, and that's the story of how there are 8 lesbians climbing through the window of Dale's room.
Why do I always look like an old woman in a girl's body?
My favorite artist is Post Malone because something about his voice kind of makes me love every single one of his songs. I don't know what it is, just the way he harmonizes with the beats and the tunes and all that kind of stuff.
I'm definitely gonna say Haley Woodside on that one. Her song, Shaylin, is really good. I really like the song Brian and Kenny by Haley. Listen to it, it's on Spotify.
My favorite band is Imagine Dragons, like I said earlier. They make music, they make good music. I really like them. I like how they sound.
My favorite band is Knox Boys, because they're a local Pittsburgh band and their shows are always really fun and inclusive. And my favorite artist would probably be Stevie Nicks, just because I really like some of her music and what it means.
My favorite band is 1975 because it's 1975. And my favorite artist is Khalid because he's amazing and he's 21, so Khalid, hit me up.
Is that even a question? Like Ari's my girl. Love her. Never betray her. She's my favorite.
Probably Kelly Clarkson because she writes a lot of stuff like from the heart.
I really like Tara. Her new song, Be Gone with the Wind, is good.
I don't listen to music. My favorite artist is probably AJR because it's one of the only bands that I can listen to like a whole album all the way through over and over again and like love every song in it.
My favorite artist is Jeffree Star.
If I had an intro song, what would it be? My intro song would probably be The Real Slim Shady by, covered by Jordan DeLawrence.
My intro song would be I'm a Bitch, I'm a Lover by Meredith Brooks.
It would be Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and that is pretty self-explanatory.
It'd have to be All Star by Smash Mouth.
I'll say like The Best of Both Worlds.
I think my intro song would be Brian and Kenny by Haley Woodside. It's very fast paced, it's very moving, it like motivates me.
I don't listen to music.
Probably Enter Sandman by Metallica, because I'm always just angry when I wake up, because I have to wake up.
You like jazz?
Probably 100 Bad Days by IGR, because it's kind of like my mentality of like, you gotta take the good with the bad, because like a lot of good stuff comes from bad moments.
My intro song would be Boss Ass.
Music to me is just something to connect to and makes you feel like you have a frame of reference for your world. It helps you figure out things.
Music, like everything else in life, means nothing to me. When I look at things or hear things or experience things, I feel nothing. I think something's wrong with me. I talk about this all the time in my photography class. I feel nothing when it comes to literally everything, so I think I'm broken.
I don't know. I grew up around music. Like, both my sisters were in theater, so it's kind of my life and it's just ingrained in me. I was kind of forced to like it, but I don't feel hate towards it because I was forced to. I just love it. It's my life.
I think music means something different to everyone. It's something that you feel like, I think people can take songs, the meaning of songs differently. Like, I know one song is Coaster by Khalid that hits me really hard, but that might not. Like, I relate to a lot of music and I like singing, obviously, and I don't know. It's like a calmness, kind of puts me at ease.
Music to me is honestly a big motivational thing. You know, I listen to music every single day, and that usually helps me get through the day. When I'm working out, whenever I'm in my bed, doing homework, I always listen to music. It also kind of like, it's a way for me to kind of escape reality in a way. Because whenever I listen to music, I usually just like drift off into, I usually just daydream, or usually use it as a big like film thing, honestly.
I don't listen to music.
Music's just like an emotional escape for me. It's like an outlet where I can express my emotions.
Nothing.
Whenever I hear a song, I can always like think of like where I was in that moment in my life, like when I heard it. So that's kind of a cool thing about music, at least for me, where like I can just like vividly remember from my past that I was like, I didn't even remember that happening.
Music means to me that I can go to the bathroom in peace.
It's good. Love you.
And she can clap without her hands.
Music means to me that I can go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. Okay. Music means to me that I can go to the bathroom in peace.